guests, members of the media, let me welcome you here at the National Culture Center for the launching of this third National Drama Festival. I wouldn't talk too long because we have a packed program this afternoon, and you all would all want to know about this whole festival. I like the first part of the festival, the training section. That's the one I like.
Really?
Train people all over there. But we'll tell you more about it today. And so, welcome remarks, and ask Ms. Megan, the director, administrator of the Culture Center, to welcome you here.
Protocol established. Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you to the launch of the third annual National Drama Festival, hosted by the Department of Culture, Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport. This year, the festival promises to be bigger and better than the previous years. And I dare say we are up to the task. The ministry has seen the need to assist young drama groups wishing to enter the festival in honing their skills. And as a result, a mentorship workshop was held in March to train mentors in the elements of stagecraft. These mentors are now equipped to supervise the quality of the preparation of the festival. Ladies and gentlemen, tell everyone you meet that National Drama Festival 2013 is definitely on, and that they are in for a treat. Once again, thank you. Welcome.
Well, there you have it. You're in for a treat 2030. I now call on Mr. Al Crichton. It's no introduction to Guyanese, and especially to you who are involved in the drama field in Guyana. So at this time I'll ask you to welcome Mr. Al Crichton to the podium.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will proceed on the protocol already established, and to say that I am going to address the program known as the Introduction to Elements of Stagecraft for Drama Instructors. It goes by other names. It is sometimes called the Drama Instructors Course, but it is very popularly known as the Mentorship Course. And it is a full credit course within the School of Drama. It is a full 3-credit course, occupying 45 minutes of work. And it is the equivalent of CAPE, the equivalent of advanced level studies in theater, and the equivalent of first year university. And it is actually placed in the second year of the drama school. It was an extremely intensive module. It consisted of very intensive modules when it was actually held. And it establishes a very close link between the National Drama Festival and the National School of Theatre Arts and Drama. And it actually puts into practice, it actually implements the concept and the philosophy of both the National Drama Festival and the National School. Now, it is a course in which persons were trained to be mentored, if you want to use that term. That they are expected to be able to be mentors to drama groups, youth clubs, church groups, schools, community groups, all these various groups wanting to do drama, wanting to produce plays. And the mentors would then go out into the field visit these groups and assist them, give them advice, and assist them in improving their quality and improving their competence to actually produce plays. Now, the National Drama Festival is a competition, but then what has been observed is that it's a competition where there is the meeting of several different levels of competence. It is unequal in terms of the capacity of the various performers, the various competitors. The Drama Festival, however, is not just a competition. It has extremely important developmental objectives. And it is meant to reward the best performers, but it is also meant to train and develop all the performers and to bring groups up to a level of competence, to bring groups who are inexperienced, groups who may be producing plays for the first time, to bring them all to school groups and so on, to bring them all up to a level of competence. And therefore, that scheme was launched. Now the first idea of this scheme came in the first Drama Festival and also linked in and came out of the Merundoi training program that was held in 2012. And out of that Merundoi training program, persons who were trained as directors were then recruited to go out to these groups to perform the role of mentors. In 2013, however, it was felt that more was needed and that the persons who were sent out to perform this function needed more training, needed further training to address the specific task that was before them. And therefore, the course, Introduction to the Element of Stagecraft for Drama Instructors, was designed, and it was one of the courses within the National School of Theatre Arts and Drama, so that all the students of that school took the course. But in addition to them, there were also others who were brought in as practitioners, other practitioners and teachers who were brought in to add to the core of persons being trained. Now, the course, as I said, fits the concept and the philosophy of the National Drama Festival, and it also fits the concept and the philosophy of the National School of Drama, because the School of Drama fits into a larger network, and this is a network of training and performance. It is a network which includes the placement and the employment and the earning capacity of persons who are trained in drama and theatre, so that people are being trained for a purpose. People are being trained to fit a niche in the society, and they are being trained in addition to increase their earning capacity. Now, this network includes the normal business of productions in the theatre, normal activities in the theatre, but it also includes CXC, the CXC Theatre Arts Program. It also includes the CAPE Performing Arts Program. You are acquainted with the CXC Theatre Arts Program because it has been going on now for a number of years, but the CAPE program in the performing arts is new, and in fact it has not yet started to be taught in the schools. But that program will begin in I would think in a year's time, and that is a part of the network that is developing. It means therefore that the schools are going to require persons who are competent to teach drama. Currently there are very few schools in Guyana who are actually doing the CXC Theatre Arts. And with a few exceptions, with a very few exceptions, the programs are being taught by teachers untrained in drama and theatre. The whole idea is to increase the core and to create a larger core of persons who are competent to do this, and to meet the demands of CAPE and to feed into the University of Guyana, where programs in the associate degree in drama, and later on, quite likely, the bachelor's degree in drama will be developed. So that this whole program feeds into that. When the mentors go out into the field, and these mentors, as I have said, include students of the National School of Drama. When they go out into the field, it will be an extension of their training. They would have gone through courses within the school, and then these courses would have prepared them for the kind of work that they are required to do when they go out into the field. But when they go out into the field, after they have finished classes, it is not the end of the learning process, because while they are training persons, they also are receiving further training. It's an extension of the training that takes place in the drama school when they actually go out in the field to practice the craft that they have been learning. And it is also work in industry. The industry that they are working in is the whole theater sector. And it is also a little example of the kinds of work experiences and earning possibilities for which they are being developed. And the graduates of this program then, having been trained in the introduction to the elements of stagecraft for drama instructors, and they actually go out, they are carrying with them the concept and the philosophies of the School of Drama and of the National Drama Festival. And they are therefore furthering the work of both while developing the competence of drama and theatre in the country.
Now there you have it. Some real deep thoughts do go into this whole concept of drama training in Guyana. And we take it very seriously here at the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport. And you out there who are working and developing your skills in drama, we hope that you will come on board and take it as seriously as we are taking it, and to ensure that the young people who are interested, that you bring them along. Well, you know that after such hard work, there's always rewards. And I now call on Mr. Norton to do the necessary as far as the award presentation.
So, we did it on late notice, so just mind the paper and the reading. Thank you.
I am not a poet. I never claimed to be.
My words are just expressions of this sad reality, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I offend and this seems like poetic blasphemy. I'm sorry, but your world seems so funny to me. I'm sorry if you think that I don't seriously.
I am sorry, but I am not a poet. You see, I never claimed to be.
They think that I'm a real one though.
But I'm afraid what they think is wrong. It doesn't make me a real poet to simply make simple speech into song. Focus, feel that. But I'm afraid what they think is wrong. It doesn't make me a real poet to simply make simple speech into song. Folks figure from my writings that I have some skills. Skills in self-expression. Oh, how I wish such skills would pay bills. Some say surely he's an artist, and every time I hear this I cringe. For the fact is, I like to be complimented as an artist, but with the pressure to remain within the thinly lined box of total expressive freedom.
See, I really don't know if I'm a real one.
I am not a poet.
Because my lines weren't birthed to sit on some shelf somewhere, but as they ferment in the silo of my subconscious, I bottle them and present them to you in the most uniquely relatable way. I give them to you freely,
hoping that they open the narrow caverns of your mind, add new dimensions to your and augment your myopic view of the world. Corniness comes clear within my lines, which lack depth and practicality sometimes. Rubric to which every poet should adhere, but I really, truly, honestly don't care. And I don't care if you don't want to hear me or find it hard to relate. Please, you really aren't required to relate,
or smile,
or click,
or clap,
while your ears my slick words slap.
See, my iambic pentameters are a bit off, but I can weave imageries of concepts too complex for you to conceive. I can play upon your mind with paradoxical perplexities as you ponder the plethora of my precisely placed personifications. Believe me, when I say that I like your work, it's more like a hyperbole.
I am not a poet.
See, I don't care if I say this properly.
I don't care if what I say is filled with freaking cliches, or somebody else said it yesterday, or somebody else said it better as a matter of somebody else's fact. I am not a real poet, so I really don't care about that. I simply am
saying it the way it came to be said, whether by known or unknown forces, I've become compelled. I'm not a sit-down poet.
I am not a performance poet.
I am not a love poet.
I am not a hate poet.
I'm not a calm poet. I'm not an angry poet.
I am not a social poet. I'm not a political poet.
There's nothing wrong with my hearing.
So I'm not a deaf poet. Sometimes, seriously scared I become. I aspire to be the quintessential of poetic perfection.
But I strive not to try, for I'm afraid of failing every time, as I'm only a reflection of imperfection, and then some.
Truth is,
I am not a poet. I'm just a man
who speaks metaphorical truths.
I was,
I live,
I am poetry. Thank you.
There comes a time when men should go and not occupy too long the ground for which others have a right to advance. And when I look at this youth brigade, I want to say so, but I don't want to say it to people like Godfrey Norton, Alfred, Ron Robbins. The young brigade is coming. I don't want you to retreat or withdraw, but be careful. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a well-deserved round. And for an overview of the festival, I know
Yes, I'm always following on in protocol, and I beg to recognize our Mr. Alfred King. Please give him a big round of applause. Mr. King is always there for us. Trust me, all the money I receive, you can't get a cent without that gentleman agreeing. He's very strict and he's very good. He's always on your side. Trust me. Now, we are here all excited and all optimistic about our future as dramatists and where we're taking drama. But last night I was going through my files, and I keep everything. I don't throw anything. And I came across a little letter. It was dated 2010, and I was wondering why it's in my normal amount of paper that's in the file. It came from the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, and it said, basically, I understand you're interested in the formation of the National School of Theatre Arts and the National Drama Festival. If you are so interested, please be at this meeting. That was 2010, sometime in October. That letter is written by another unheralded hero, Dr. James Rhodes, and I beg you to give him a round of applause, because here we are after that faithful letter. It means that we've been working quite a while at this. It looks like a long, long time ago. Then look at the time was short. It's because so much activity took place. As we started in 2011, it was not as people think. Some people think now that we're going well, lots of money. Letters to the editor claiming all kind of great successes, and people saying that the friends of members of the Ministry of Culture receiving self-aggrandizement or some stuff. It's not like that. We had humble beginnings, and I will share it with you. I don't want to bore you too much. Our first meetings, we said, yeah, we can have 45 plays, we can have 15 plays, 30 plays, 40 plays, and we decided to advertise. And after 2 weeks of advertisement, we had 3 plays. I got on the phone and talked to people, whether they heard or not, but they weren't too interested, because we didn't make the case like Al made for why there should be a national school and a National Drama Festival. And I told Dr. Rose, let's give it another try. Let's try and advertise in mainstream media. And there was a skepticism there, because we tried for 2 weeks, spent a lot of money, and they weren't prepared to spend more money. So I asked for permission to cut an ad and play it in the radio. In 2011, there was a man named Curtis Armstrong, I think is his real name, and I said, look, we had a National Drama Festival we want to launch, but I think if we get into mainstream and we could explain to people in that short 30 seconds why they should come and enter the drama festival. He said, all right, God for bring the script. That was DJ Casual. I had $30,000 in my pocket to say, you know, NCN want to start tomorrow, so we have to pay cash. He said, I won't charge you nothing. He voiced the ad, and in the closing date, Dr. Rose gave me 18 people applied for the drama festival. So when we got to the figure 22, I met Minister at a function in Mariana. I told him we had 22. And Minister said, what are you waiting for? And that is how the National Drama Festival was born. So Dr. Rose and Casual and the Minister, I think we should give a round of applause. Very simple beginnings. Now we are here. Last year we had as much as 52 entries. 52 entries. But we know everything when time comes to perform, there's a problem. And because we didn't have a very strong core of teachers of theater to show them not only how to act, but how lights, sound, stage, costume, hair, makeup, these things are now available to these people who are going to enter this National Drama Festival. So we're not only looking at an increase in numbers, we looked at an increase in quality. And that increase in quality says that we now have a cultural tourism product. That's the aim of the Ministry of Culture and Sport, to have such a product that we can boast of it. We also have gone ahead over the period that you were away. Over the past 6 months, we worked on a handbook using models from festivals in Canada, England, America, Caribbean, and we've coined rules and procedures along with training that will take us to another place. Now, we're not only going to send out the mentors out there, are we going to make use of our youth department? We have youth officers who are in the regions, who we are going to get together with. We are going to approach the Region Development Ministry. I do it often with Bartik and such, and Region 2, so that we will have a synergy. They have a lot of equipment, hotels, guest houses, boats, jeeps, to go in places like Kwani. They regularly do it. And at least 2 region chairmen so far has promised that whenever the mentors come, they're going to be one massive collaboration to make sure that a product comes out of their region that is worthwhile going to Georgetown to do well. As a matter of fact, to say, there are so many talented people in our area. We'd love them to come down and beat you all. So they'll be helping their own people to beat you all. And we have, insofar, have supervisors around the country. I'll be basically in charge of East Bank, West Coast, East Coast, to some extent, and Georgetown. The other managers will be in charge, they have supervisors. So if you notice, we have a kind of network, and the capacity built during the year, and of course, culminating in the end of the stagecraft course, it means that we are ready. Guyana is ready to really take culture someplace, the national, and we also aim not only to teach dramatists, but out in the fields, there are people who sing, who dance, their culture groups. So we're looking at impacting positively on the performances at Mashramani. We hope the Mashramani program also caters for the performing arts in general a little more. So we're heading more towards culture more than the trap down the road in the street, which I think Minister is a very strong and culturalizing the Mashramani, and thus not believing just a tramp in the street. And so this is directly within his vision that we're heading. So we're not talking about just capacity building for National Drama Festival. We're going to spin off into areas which we've not been before. Which means that, like Al said, we're now using culture in a different way. Your 9 to 5 is not 9 to 5 because we don't work 9 to 5, we run with that, right? So we work hard, long hours, but at the end of the day, we will be producing, I believe, an industry. We may not see all the benefits of this industry because some of us are young, some of us are old, and some of us are growing old. But I do believe that you stand on the cusp of something great, and that someday you look back on the time when, on the 19th of June 2013, you said that the groundwork was laid so that we can go forward in culture in this country. Now, the main chance thing people like to talk about, we still maintain the cash levels from last year, and we've added one more category. And if more sponsors come on board, or our sponsors give a little more money, we're able to fund that category. So, I noticed my friend Gavin got shown a poker face, but that's true, that you work hard and there should be some reward. So despite you're not mentors, you can look forward to the best performing cast in the National Drama Festival in the 5 categories to be rewarded if, as I said, our sponsors come on board. That would bring us down to get to 70 awards on that night, including now in the senior category. We still maintain that category, and that is $2.9 million. The senior short plays, senior long plays will receive that. The schools will receive, in total, they're $1 million, and the junior category will have their $1 million. So, no, not 1.850, but almost 2 million. Sorry, because there are 2 categories in the junior category. So it is that we try to reward you. We try to inspire you to do better, but we also want you at the same time to have a commensurate rise in quality. Not quantity, quality. So that we have a product that could be filmed and showed all across the world. Now, writers. Over these periods I've counted, we are at 53 newly written plays. And my colleague Al always said it's good to do back plays. New plays are good, but old plays, there you can work and make them better, or you can work and perform in them, they're more whole. And so we were speaking to the office in Main Street who post things on, upload things into the mcys.gov.gy, that's the Ministry of Culture and Sport website. And so this year, I would like to see all those things that were written during these festivals, the titles, synopses, a short bio of the writer to be posted up on that site. So students now can go to that site, find your name, make contact with you, and in fact perform your plays. So the plays are not dead and gone. Despite you don't have money to print and do stuff, your plays will be there, you'll be contacted. So all those writers who have plays, we have the National Drama Festival office who you notice they call you all the time and email you all the time, they ask you all the time. It's because we are passionate about moving forward. So we expect all those plays that will perform, written perform, that those writers with consent to have their titles put up so people can visit the site and ask to contact you. Even people overseas can use your plays. As a matter of fact, one of the new rules in the Drama Festival is that we've opened it to Guyanese living abroad who may bring as much as 50% foreign cast with them if they come here. 50% of the cast, Guyanese, 50% foreign. So we believe in your talent and quality that you put out. That if somebody brings a play and got some Yankee actors or Jamaican actors, we ain't frighten them, we can do very well. Right, so it is that we're looking forward and we're betting on you to do a whole lot better than we did. But you've did great before, but we expect you to do a lot better with the training and efforts we've made. We also will continue to make this an equal opportunity festival. There are no restrictions to race, religion. Thus the plays must not be derogatory to any minority groups. It must not attack persons. Once you could bring a play here, it stays within the confines of the time limit, it's acceptable. You will be judged fairly. There is a new structure that allows for your plays to be critiqued, written critiques, so you can take your play and go and work on them and come back in the finals if you're shortlisted and execute those changes, which means that we give you a second chance to make your plays better. All these things we put in place over the past 6 months, we've worked very, very hard to make sure that we have a far better product than we had before, even though we had a good product, right? And so, in closing, I would like to wish you all the best. You will find very shortly the handbook I just spoke about on our drama, just click the Drama Festival link, you'll find it there. You will also be required to read it very carefully because lots of rules are there that's regarding your performances that we expect to be very, very well. They govern those performances, the handbook will be there for you. They will have printed copies, which again, I understand the Ministry of Culture will make it free of charge. I checked the cost to print one is $1,700 to print one. And the ministry will make it that available to you. And that will be for free. But what's in there is very educational. We also have the history of the festival, different performances, pictures of you accepting rewards, cash prizes, and so on. So it'd be more like a handbook brochure kind of stuff, and carries a short history of theater, especially in Guyana, and your own history, and you've told in pictures. So look forward to these exciting things, and now I yield to the chairman, and I say thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you, Godfrey. Now let's get down to business. All the time we've been talking about other things. Now let's get down to business.
Everyone, Minister and other members of the head table. Well, I'm not sure if you see dollar signs shining all over or anything, but I did walk with the cash this afternoon. But of course, as you know, Digicel is always happy to be on board with the National Drama Festival. And of course, last year proved to be a very successful year, and as such, we are very happy to be on board again this year, our third year, and also the third year for National Drama Festival. And we're here as a major sponsor, as always. Of course, you know, this year's activities and events, and we have all, as always, partnered with the Ministry of Youth, Culture and Sports, and we have grown tremendously over the years, and as such, we have formed a never-ending relationship, you know, so a relationship that is there to stay, that is here, and will last a lifetime. For us, we are geared at developing youths through nurturing, molding, guiding them in their creativity and skills, their talents, in the field of drama. And of course, the National Drama Festival is only a door that is open to our youths for them to develop the opportunity. We have given them the opportunity to showcase and express themselves through the quality of the performance. As you know, the mentoring course is done, and we have so many mentors here this afternoon. I'm most happy and excited to see that we have so many persons out there who will be able to nurture and grow the youths of tomorrow into the field of drama. Of course, you know, Digicel and the ministry, we are providing assistance and encouragement to get our youths more involved in the field of drama, in the field of art and creativity. And we implore them to do not be afraid to shine. Do not be afraid to express themselves in their thoughts, their ideas, their creativity. As we say, drama, it's virgin because it never know what can happen. Drama is birth because without developing something new, we give new life to creativity, to our ideas, to our feelings and our expressions. Drama, of course, is life that is already existing because we draw from our experiences. Drama, it is a purpose because without it, where will we go? We can express ourselves. We take our talents from here today. Someone else will take it tomorrow, and we take it abroad, overseas, in the various communities, nations across the world. Drama, of course, is talent because one, we have so many mentors here, so it's a talented environment for youths to develop and grow. And from our mentors, we can develop the youths of tomorrow again to be leaders of the country, not only in drama, but of course in their expression, because sometimes you find children who are very shy, they're afraid to express themselves, but of course if you put them on stage, you will say, wow, this is perhaps a Marilyn Monroe or Eddie Murphy, or children that possesses those talents and those skills. So drama is talent. Drama is also exposure because we provide a stage where persons can come out, stand in front of an audience and give that speech, give that expression, give that action. We say here that drama is also a form of art, and drama itself is life. Of course, Digicel, the National Drama Festival, always proud to say, sponsored by Digicel, Ghana's Bigger Better Network. So we say we are here to stay. We are here now. It's 2013, imagine that. A whole year have come and gone, and we're here again today to say that Drama Festival 2013 is here. We are ready, as Mr. Norton declared. We have so many prizes, we will have so many categories, over 70 prizes to be won, am I correct, right? So we are imploring everyone to come out and celebrate, everyone to come out and be on board, and Digicel is always happy, very, very proud to be on board with development of youths, their talents, and their creativity. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening.
Thank you, Jacqueline. You didn't come out with the check, but I know it's there. I know it's there. We're going to have a change to the program.
Colorful, audacious, and romantic as Macantali. Macantali charmed, spent money like it was water, and loved with all the light and sincerity of a modern-day Romeo. Most times I should think that McIntyre would have been Romeo's love hero. Actually, McIntyre was more romantic than Romeo.
With the shovel, man. Not the hand, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. With the hand. With whatever implements you could use with the hand. Understand?
I hear you. No big ideas in them days. None of a small goal, you know. It's big gold nuggets or nothing. Them small stuff is up on the land, with and buy food.
Yes, and then let's go with God or luck, or vice versa. Far up the falls. Sometimes when you water low, let us lift the boat over the falls and now. One morning the captain wake, wakey boat man, wakey boat man, wake with the paddle in the hand. All I want is a long and strong, it's too much for me. Long and strong is eternal.
Captain, put me ashore. I don't want to go anymore. He's enemy can frighten me. He's enemy can trumpet me. He's enemy can rock me bed. Put me ashore. I don't want to go anymore. He's enemy can frighten me. He's enemy can trumpet me. He's enemy can rock me bed. He's enemy is too much for me. He's enemy. He's enemy. He's enemy, he's enemy, oh, oh, oh. He's enemy, he's enemy, he's enemy, oh.
McIntyre, Captain Bob and the gang braved the falls. Laborious snakes hung for riches on the ground. Only thing McIntyre was heading away from was a miserable life with his wife Lillian. This made it all easy for him to stay in the bush. This is the mystery of McIntyre. Captain Bob, who knew McIntyre best, says it best.
McIntyre was lucky, but he was unwise. And I wish you, man, to all eternity that he had been wise, because McIntyre was a man with slow neck. A man in the prospecting fields, quicksilver hands. A rough man, a luck man with diamond and gold. You man, this is a place of negative past. And you know why I said that? Because in this place, you won't find any pork knocker. Only those pork knockers, the souls of those pork knockers, who passed away years ago. Suffice to say, we were simple of mind, big-hearted. But I tell you what, to many of us pork knockers, what we did with money might look stupid to others. But to us pork knockers, it wasn't squandering or wasting. To us pork knockers, there was always more. You man, I remember those pork knockers. Man like Kaburi Thomas. Aye. Tengar. Yes. Man like Man Ramsey. Sultan of Turkey. Barry Kaiman. And Ocean Shark. Aye. Ocean Shark. You see many pork knockers? Or black men. Men who never had nothing. Men who parents, grandparents, and great-great-grandparents never owed nothing. Men who dream of light-skinned women and dream of being white You know what that's good for? Mind you, man. Wake up suddenly and bam, we're out. Choice of power. And women. All kind of women, man. They had a white overseer who used to say, a thief demands your money or your life, but a woman demands both. I do, man. I'm not afraid you're dead, there's a spirit. I'm not trying to just now, but just showing you the story of a man, a pork knocker, feeding green money to us. And that is the story of Makantali.
That was not all the ridiculous things Makantali was doing. Makantali come down from Kurboom to Bartiko and walk into the post office and ask the telegraph operator to send a message from BG to BG.
The Chapuano, if it's from British Guiana to British Guiana. Makantali said, don't be a fool. It's from Bartico Grove to Booker's Garage. I mean the biggest scale for my arrival in Georgetown.
Walked down to Parika Stelling, dressed in a lily white suit. Man looking like a black. Start throwing money. Okay, I take some. Look, some money. Money was so much, it was a festival of money. Money was like confetti, yeah?
Makantali then stepped in the white car and Bokos drove down to the Stellar Stadium and sat next to Esme in a tight red dress. She was everything Makantali wanted. A lot of black, mixed with some East Asian, some Brazilian, and a bit of American.
Money that he had planned to play games with old marbles. Yes. But then Wesley, Fortnite Destroyer, sent Gada back in the gold bush, a broken man to die.
All the way down from Puerto Makantali threw money to the car window. But Esme had plans for him. Esme had plans for Makantali. Plans for money. And that was what was going to kill Makantali.
Esme, Newman. Esme used Makantali and built a big fancy hotel in Lombard Street. Oh, Makantali. Take all the money and open a bank account. But he put it in she name. Makantali, he's going to read her, right? And the wicked one is made by, you know what she do, my friend Makantali? She tricky and pick up with a white surveyor. And marry the white surveyor. And then the white surveyor trick she. And kicks out her own hotel. And left she penniless. Oh, and she ran back in the bush all the same. But she should have stayed there. Because then she went to Bartica and pick up with a young boy. What should you do there? By just stop shit! She ran into the arms of Makantali and she died here.
Makantali.
only Kaburi Thomas had saved me, I know I would have changed. Changed everything. Redeemed myself from the title of King of them Port Knockers fools. If Kaburi Thomas had saved me, I know I would have vindicated I didn't like for Bombay.
So what you telling me now? The same old story for 40 years now? How each time they get when if they make you what jackass? You can't tell me. Because we done condemn. And you can't stop me. Because we done there already.
So many of you were here at the launching of this drama festival. Indeed, listening to the history, you have seen us come a long way. And it's a remarkable journey, and I'm sure that throughout the years that people have been toiling and working, that we are seeing the fruits and the results coming out there in these presentations. When this idea of a drama festival started, it's nothing new. We've had festivals before. What was new was that we wanted to make it a national festival, a truly national festival, spreading across the length and breadth of this land. And by us now training so many mentors and putting people out there, I think we are getting closer to that objective. And we have seen that there's a lot of creativity in our society. And once given the opportunity, that creativity will burst forth, and we'll be having many more plays, many more production, and that's what we want to see. When, as Godfrey said, we had 3 plays at the beginning, that did not daunt us. That did not prevent us from moving forward, because we know that this society is a very creative one. And last year, getting 52 plays in a festival, I think was magnificent. And I'm sure this year, because people would have had time to prepare, people would have seen what the festival has been doing, those who were skeptical and have some form of skepticism, I think that is now all set aside, and that they'll be preparing to come to the festival. So when we think we would have met a milestone of 52 plays, I'm sure this year we'll grow and we'll have even more. I don't want to call a number. Let's see what will come out. When we thought that there weren't enough playwrights in Guyana, we have seen so many new plays being developed. And I recall asking the administrator of the Cultural Center how many plays we had in the previous year, how many people would come and do production here. And we didn't have a lot of plays. Last year, I think we had about 18 productions. We do have other things that happen at the Culture Center. Things like conferences, and people coming and hold concerts, and other things. But dramatic production, we had about 18. And just during that period of the festival, you see the difference that it made. With so many plays coming through the festival. And I think that's one of the successes that we can point to, where more than 52 plays were done during this period. And that's already a benchmark of the success of this festival. And I'd therefore like you to give a big round of applause to all the organizers. We have many aspirations for the festival. Al spoke about, you know, the jobs that can be created, the skills that we are imparting and training people and giving them the capacity and empowering them to make jobs. And that's good. And I think it was Godfrey who spoke about making an industry. And yes, today in the world, the creative industries are a substantial part of the country's economy. In the developed world, it is as much as 10% of their GDP. And that's what the creative industries are contributing. And we see that here in Guyana, with the talent and the potential that we have, we can make a significant and important contribution to the GDP of our country. And that is why investments that we are making now in the various schools that we have is to train people to become professionals in these areas. I think when we started, people, you know, were saying, well, why are we doing this? For many years now, we've had an art school. And that art school started in the 1970s, would have seen us professionalizing art. And people respect us throughout the Caribbean because they know our artists. They know what the quality that we produce, and we recognize throughout the region. We have had our dance school established again in the 1970s, and again our dances are known. But one of the difference between the art and the dance school is that we have not been certifying people, and we're working to correct that. And we felt that in other sectors of culture there's a gap, and we need to remedy that because we need to produce cultural professionals. And so we started with a music school, and already we have had some amount of successes, and I'm very confident that we'll be seeing more. And here it is, just a couple months ago, we've started a drama school, and already we are seeing quality production emerging from the drama school. So we have to look at the holistic picture, and I'm sure out of what we're doing with drama, the kinds of things that we're doing now, the logical next step is to go into cinema. And already we've seen some pioneering moves. We ourselves have funded Cine Guyana, and we have seen the University of Guyana producing a lot of these short films. And in our midst we have Mahadev Shivraj, whose personal initiative and a lot of perseverance would have led to him doing a number of films based on plays by Ronald Hollingsworth. So there's a lot of potential for growth, and already we are seeing cultural entrepreneurs moving in this direction and growing and developing this sector for us. And as I said, the boundaries to this is limitless because creativity does not have a limit. It's what it is in your imagination that you can bring out and do. And I think the world is demonstrating that this is one of the most, what you might say, renewable and sustainable industries that we have today in the world. There are other things, like in the play that we just saw, maybe the goal that we'll dig up, at some point we'll exhaust it all. But the creativity that you can do with your mind, the things that you can do, you can write about, that's something that is limitless. And that's what we want to see grow from what we are doing here and our training and our empowering of the cultural professionals in our country. So this festival is just one manifestation of a larger vision that we have. And we have seen over the last couple of years, we have developed other festivals, music, and we're doing some more. So that is also growing. But it's a point where people can come and showcase their skills, demonstrate quality, and show the world what we have to offer. And I would imagine that now that we're in our third year, that very shortly we'll see the blossoming of not just amateur theater groups, but I want to see professional companies being formed. And we are trying to create that space to allow you to do that. So professional companies, register them, We don't only want you to perform here at home, we want you now to export this cultural product to the rest of the region. We have seen other countries doing the same. They're taking their cultural product and bringing it to our country. They're going to other countries. It's a source of revenue for them. There's no reason why our professional companies cannot do the same. And that's something as a logical next step that I want to see from these festivals, that we see companies growing and doing this thing in the Caribbean and going further afield. I think that is a very important step. We have had demonstrations of this and successes of it. You have Ron Robinson here, and they have done it with Ling Show. And I'm sure there are others who would have experimented and would have had varying ranges of success. But we must not make it an ad hoc thing. We must make it something that every year we can see productions touring, going out, doing things. And it must now become a commonplace where people can see plays, Guyanese plays going out there and doing well. And I think if we start pioneering that and moving in that direction, you'll see the tremendous difference that we can make. So that's one aspect. The other thing, now that we are growing the festival, on the last occasion, you know, as with festivals, not everything went smoothly. And I've heard some of after the festival, there were some issues where people did not feel comfortable about one thing or another. And in the workshop meetings that we would have had, we have asked the organizers to specifically address some of these things. Because you can't, if there was a mistake that was made, if there was something that people felt aggrieved about, we want to address them so that going forward, you know, we can go forward knowing that these difficulties and challenges have been overcome. And I'm sure with the new format, some of the new rules that have been introduced, having a booklet out explaining to people that some of the difficulties persons had in the last season, that some of that can be overcome. So we want to learn and grow the festival. And that's what we're here to do, to grow this festival and to improve the quality. And I'm sure with your assistance, your help, that we'll be able to do that. So we don't want people, if you see something and you feel that we can do better, we want you to tell us. Because that's the only way we'll know where we're making mistakes and where we need to pay attention and how we need to grow. So we are open. We are open to criticism, but make them constructive, so it allows us to grow. And I think that is what is important. So I know a lot of what was said on the last occasion, but we've taken them in our strides, and I hope that this year we would have fully addressed them. One of the things that people would have said to us was that with some of the plays, they didn't understand why this one was chosen or that one was chosen, and things of that nature. And I'm very happy to hear that we will be providing you know, points where we think you can improve and what you can do so that we can all grow together. And I think that is important. And there are some other features that was mentioned. I listened to Godfrey, and you see we have a very open system here, and I heard him announce extra prizes. So maybe he made the budget for it. But at the rate this man is going, I don't know, we'll soon be hitting a lot of prizes. In 3 years, we mean 70 prizes. And that averages about 23.33333 per year. And at this rate he's going, maybe by next year you want 100 prizes. So I have to caution him. We got to take this step one step at a time, because you can't just grow like that. But it's something we feel pleased that, you know, the ownership of the people organizing. It's wonderful. This team that we have a great team. People who have vast experiences in drama, mentors who will be working with us, lots of experience. And when you put that together, I think, you know, we were able to move this process forward. And we are here to work along with you and to facilitate you. And you take ownership of it, run with it, and we will be there to support you. Because at the end of the day, this is about drama in our country. It's a national festival, and we want all of you to feel that you own this festival, because that's the only way we can make it truly national. I want to see, you know, as this festival grows, that we can add sometime in the future a component that maybe make it, you know, like a Caribbean festival as well, an international festival, so that you can have the local component, which is, you know, good and we're getting more and more plays, but we have this international component. And I think that would allow us to help us to lift the quality, competing against some of these other plays and so forth. And maybe that's something that we can think about. I would also like, because, you know, through plays, we are able to educate people on social issues, historic issues, many, many, many things. And I would really like to see the day when we can have some of our plays also done in different languages. And I don't think that is far-fetched, because with children who are doing, say, Spanish at school or French at school, it would help them. And I don't see why we can't produce some of these plays in different languages. And imagine doing plays in some of the indigenous languages that we have. That would be something. We have 9 indigenous languages, but you know, we don't make use of them. I don't know how many of you have heard a song in one of these indigenous languages, have heard a poem in one of these languages. And why not? Why not? Because if we don't do it, who's going to do it for us? I was just talking this afternoon to a gentleman from Region 9. And he has been working in the community teaching Wapishiana. Right? And he's been doing this, going from community to community, and just like how we have mentors here in drama, and he's been teaching Wapishiana. And imagine if we were able to get some of these stories that they have, because he has given me a big collection of stories. If we can dramatize them, bring them to life, if we can have poetry and put it out there, how much richer we as a nation would be. Because right now, you know, we do some things and we don't share completely in all of the cultures that we have. And I think drama offers that medium for us to share more. And that's perhaps a challenge that we can work on. Maybe we might be able to do it for this festival, but it's something that we should bear in mind as we expand the horizon of this festival. So I strongly believe that there are many things that we can offer. There are many things more that can be done with this festival, and we must strive for that excellence. And I think once we set ourselves these goals and work towards achieving them, there's nothing that can stop us. Aligned with the things that we'll be doing with the plays and the stagecraft and so forth, I know one of the complaints that I get sometimes from producers is that here at the Culture Center, things with our sound, cues, people sometimes are here for rehearsals and they don't show up on the actual production. These are problems that we have. And maybe by some of the people who we are training, we are willing to hire some more people, bring them on staff who are more conscientious, and to improve the technical capability of the Cultural Center. And that's something that we want to work with you to make sure that we can improve this, because it's important that we do that. So when we talk about drama, we want to talk about the holistic development. And you are the dramatic community, you got to help us to do this. Right? So there are many, many things that we can work on. And as I said, the team that we have assembled is prepared to listen, to work with you, to improve the product to improve the festival. I want to thank Digicel for their support. They have been with us from the inception, and they've stayed with us, and they've been continuously supporting us. And I'm sure as the festival grows, they too will help us to expand the horizon of this festival. They're not only involved in culture, they have been ardent supporters of school football, and you've seen recently they've launched the school football again. And that's a good thing. It's helping our children to be active and to be involved in football. But also, more recently, you've seen them now taking on a very leading role in the Caribbean Premier League. And I think if it works as well as it should work by the model, because they're patronate of the Indian Premier League, and that is making, I understand, quite a lot of money. So if this works in the Caribbean, it is going to help to bring a lot of tourism to the region. It's also going to be improving our cricket in the region, and of course T20. There are many, many spin-offs that we can see from that. So not only have they been involved in the areas of culture, drama, and so forth, but they've also taken a keen interest and have been supporting the sports. So Digicel has been truly a good partner to our sector, the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport. So let's give them a big hand. So what we need to do now that we have all the speeches and so, we'll now leave the mentors to all the hard work. And we want you to ensure that we get more groups to come, more plays written, more plays produced, and we want to see more production happening outside of Georgetown as well. I know Linden has a facility, there are some schools in that facility, and that's something that we got to look at. So it's something that we must also work on, and I'm sure with your mentoring skills that we'll be able to have a lot more people participating. And maybe sometime down the line we'll also find that instead of having one national festival as a run-up to the festival, we'll have regional festival, and then screening them there and then coming to the nationals. So, but we are a little far off from that point, but I'm sure with the work of the mentors and the kind of groups that we'll be working with and establishing, that that day is not so far off. So with those words, I declare the festival open, and we look forward to wide participation. Thank you.